Hi, what's up guys, it's Evan here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to solve this 6x6. So it's already scrambled, so I actually do want to explain a couple things before you start this tutorial. This is a big cube, and I'm just thinking, like, when I think about some of the other tutorials that I make, they take a long time to make, and it might just be boring to watch. So what I'm going to do in this tutorial, I'm going to split this tutorial into two parts. It's going to be more than one video, because I just think it's going to get boring for you guys to watch, like, longer videos, so I'm going to split this into more than one video, just for your guys' sake, and you don't have to watch through this boring, like, long segment of something. I don't even know what I said there, but basically, I'm just going to do a certain part today, and I'm going to do a certain part another time. So this will be the first part of my 6x6 tutorial, and I'm going to be showing you how to do all the centers on this first part. So let's hop right into it. And I always highly suggest learning how to solve a 4x4 and 5x5 before learning how to solve the 6x6, because on an even layer cube, like a 4x4, 6x6, 8x8, 10x10, etc., you can get weird 3x3 parodies and cases. So, and also on 5x5, you can also get edge parity, just like on a 6x6. So I suggest learning how to solve a 4x4 and 5x5 before learning how to solve this 6x6 right here. So, yeah. So, let's hop right into this first step. So, the first step you want to do is to solve the white center. So, what you want to do is you create a bar of 4 pieces. I'm just going to create one bar so you can kind of see what's like the goal of this. So, this is kind of what you want to make. So, you want to make a bar like this. So, just choose a few pieces you want to line up. So I'm just going to choose these 2 pieces. I want to try to create a bar with these pieces. So I have 2 pieces just like this, and I do have a piece here. And I also do have a piece here which I can try to line up. So these are in the second row. If I just move it over, that is in the second row, and I can just line this piece up. This step is very straightforward if you know how to solve the centers on a 5x5. It's literally almost the exact same thing, so this probably should be very easy for you if you know how to solve a 5x5. So now what you want to do is look for this last bar piece. So I want to look for a piece. Here's one right here. It goes in the second row and it's on the far right. And I do need a piece there, so I can just line this piece up, move this piece over, and then back up. And now you have your first 2 bars done on the 6x6. Hang on, I'm just going to adjust this camera really quick. Okay, so that's better. So now what you want to do is create another bar of 4 pieces. So I have a piece here and a piece here. So now I want to see where I can line these 2 pieces up. This piece is in the third row, This is I'm just going to say one of these rows right here. So now I want to try to line this up. And this piece actually can go next to it, because if it's right here, it'll go here. So I'm going to move that up. And now I have 2 pieces out of 4 on this bar. So now I want to look for another piece to line up. I see one right here. So now I'm going to just move it around. Does it go in the third row and it goes in a missing spot? Yes, it does. So I'm just going to move this piece down. And also I have 3 out of 4 pieces. So let's see if I have any pieces over here. So I have no pieces on this side, so it must be over. One of the pieces must be up here. You also want to pay attention. I also realize this. Pretend this is like a miniature center. You're not trying to solve this, but it can kind of help you move pieces around and tell you where to go. So if you're looking for a piece in one of these 4 spots, look at these middle 4 spots and see where there's a white piece, so it'd be easier to line it up. So there's a piece here in this little miniature. So I'm just going to line this horizontally first. So let's see. I need to have a piece here, which is in the bottom right of this little miniature center. I'm just making this up, but if you guys want to have this easier for yourselves, I kind of highly suggest paying attention to this. Look at these middle 4 pieces. I need to put one in the bottom right. There's a piece here in the top right, so I'm just going to move this over. And now I can just line it up just like that. And now I can insert this bar right here. So I need one more bar to make my white center. So now I have a bar of 2 pieces here. Let's look for another piece. There's one right here. So now there's one here, and now I can actually put this on the bottom row, and I can also put this on the bottom row too. So I can just move this up, and now they line up. But if this is all very confusing to you, I highly suggest going back and watching my 5x5 tutorial and my 4x4 tutorial. and that'll really be helpful for you guys. And now let's finish up this last piece. So let's find out where the last piece is. It's right over here. So what I can do is, since they're in the top corner, I can just move this over. I can move this piece down, over, and now insert my bar. So now I have my first center done. Now it's time to move on to the second center, which is yellow. So now I want to have white on the bottom and yellow on the top. This will be where my yellow center goes. Because as you know, in a 3x3, white is opposite of yellow, red is opposite of orange, and green is opposite of blue. I just point into a random area. So now I want to look at another bar on that is already started. If there's not a bar that started, that is okay. So I do have a bar of 3 here and a piece right here. So I can just move this piece over. I can move this up, and now I have 1 bar done. But this actually creates a problem. We actually just ruined our white center. So what you would do is move this bar out of the way and move this white bar back down. And now you fully have your first bar done on the yellow center. So now, if you have at least 1 bar done, I highly suggest focusing on putting these bars on the side and the white center on the side, and just focusing on these middle 4 layers. So now let's look for another piece to find. So I have 2 pieces here. I want to move this around and see if we'll line any of these up. And it lines up one of the pieces. So it lines up this piece right here. So I can just move this up. And now I have my third piece done. And now I want to see if there is a piece that can go in this spot. I found some pieces up here that I can just move over and move around. Are there any in this spot that can go here? Yes, there is. So I'm just going to move this set down. And now I have my second bar done. So now what you want to do is I want to move this bar up. It ruins our center, so I want to move this out of the way. Sorry. And then move that down. And now I have another bar done. So now let's focus on another set of pieces. So I have 1 little corner piece down here, and I have another corner piece here. So I can actually just put these both on the bottom, and now line them up. So now I have 2 pieces in a bar like this. So now I do have another piece here. Can this piece go in any of these 2 spots? So I'm just going to move it around. Yes, it actually can go in this spot right here. So I can just move that down. And now I have a third piece, and now let's see where that last piece is. Okay, so I do have a set of pieces here. I want to move these set of pieces around. And I want to see if any of these pieces can go into this spot right here. That's not correct. That's not correct. This is correct. So after when I find this piece, I can just bring it down and connect it to a bar to another bar, and now I can insert it to the yellow center. You might be thinking, do I just insert it like this? You're actually wrong, because you actually just ruined one of your bars. So instead, on the 5x5, you want to insert your bar 2 bars vertical to each other, just like this, kind of like on the 4x4. So I want to put these 2 bars vertical to each other on the same row. I want to move this bar up, do a U2 move, and then bring that bar back down. So now I need 1 more bar. I'm going to put this off to the side and now see where there's another piece. So there's 2 pieces right here which already create a bar. I'm just going to put it in this horizontal formation to make it easier. So I need to see if there's a piece that can go in any of these 2 spots. I found a piece here. Yes, it can go in one of these 2 spots, so I can just move this piece down. And now I can find the last piece and just connect it just like that. Now you want to do the same thing like you did before. You want to have 2 bars vertically to each other, and I want to insert that, and now I want to bring this bar up and replace it, do a U2 move, bring that bar back down. And now you have your first 2 centers done on the 6x6. So now let's do the third step, which is solving the red center. So the order of centers I go is red, green, orange, then blue. And then, now I want to see what bars I have. I already have a bar here, which is nice. So now I can just leave this bar go on the red center. I just got lucky with this, but you'll just do the same technique like you did with the white center. As long as you don't do any of these moves just like that, you'll be perfectly fine. But to solve the red center, just exactly like you would with the white center. So now, if I have a piece of 3 here, I can't really connect it. I actually can, but the problem is I would ruin this piece here. So what I'm going to do is bring this bar up, move this out of the way, and move this piece down. And now I can just insert that bar just like that. So now let's look for another set of pieces. So I have one piece here that's kind of in like the middle 2 rows. It's like on the bottom middle row. Let's see if I can find any pieces like that. There's a piece just like this, so I can just move this piece up. I have 2 pieces out of this bar. So now let's look for another piece. This piece also lines up, just like that. And now let's look for the last piece. So I need to find a piece that goes in like this little spot right there. Nope, it can't go in there. This piece can though. So this piece I can just insert in. And now I can just make another bar just like this. And now I need one more bar to complete the red center. So now there's one piece here and there's a piece here. I can line this up. I'm just gonna move these set of bars down. So now there's another piece here that also can go in this spot, so that can be lined up. I need to have this bar stable. You don't have to do this, but if you want to kind of keep your bars stable and not ruin them, I always suggest doing it. So now there's this last piece over here. I can just put it in the bottom corner because it needs to go over here. Move that down, move this over, and now eventually you have your red center done. So now the next thing you want to do is to do the green center. So this might be a difficult step, but it's really not. So now let's see where I have a bar. Do I have any bars anywhere? I do have one here. If you don't have any bars though, that's okay. Just make sure you're doing the same thing like you did with the yellow center. So now what you want to do is I want to bring this bar, but it's on the wrong layer. Green needs to be either here or here, because as you know, red is opposite of orange, so orange will go here. So I'm just going to bring this bar down. Since it did ruin our center, I'm just going to move this bar over and then out of the way. So now I want to see where I have another set of 2 pieces. I have a set of 2 pieces here. I can bring this to the bottom, and then I can match this piece up. And then I have that piece up, and it did ruin our center, so I can just move this over and out of the way. Like I said, if I'm going too fast with this, please just watch my 5x5 tutorial and my 4x4 tutorial, because it's literally the exact same thing. You're just adding one piece as you go on. That's what I highly suggest to make it easier for you guys. So now next thing I need to do is find a corner piece that goes in this spot. So I have a corner piece right here. I can put it in this spot. So I can just move this corner piece down, and it did ruin our center, so I can just move this piece over with a U prime. U or U prime, but just think about like the moves. But if I did a U move, I would ruin one of my pieces, so I'll just do U prime. And now I can fix my center. So now what I can do is move this bar down with this other one, do a U2 move, and then move this back up. So now I have 2 bars done on my green center. So now let's find another piece to put in this spot right here. So I have a set of 2 pieces right here. I also do have a set of 2 pieces like this too. So let's find a piece that can go in this spot. This piece actually can go right here, so I can just move this piece up. Since this has ruined our center, so I can just move this piece over and then back down. So now I need to find a corner piece that goes in this spot. There's actually no more corner pieces, but this one right here. So now I need to move this to a different layer so I can insert it. So what I need to do is think about if I should move it like this. If I move it just up, it would ruin my bar. So I need to move this piece over. I need to move this up, replace it, do a U or U prime. Think about doing U or U prime, and then move this piece down. Okay, so now the piece is up here. So now, and I have my bar 3 here, and it's vertical. If you want to make making bars easy, have the bar like horizontal. And now it needs to go in this corner here. So I can just put this corner right here, move this down, over, and then move that side back up. And remember when I said with the yellow center, do not insert this last piece like this. So you want to have the 2 bars vertical to each other, just like this. And now I can just move this bar down, do a U2 move, and move it just like that. So now I have 2 more pieces to go, but I have a problem. These 2 pieces are in this center, and the pieces are up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring these set of pieces up. I'm going to move both these pieces out of the way and then fix my centers. So I do have a bar of 2 pieces here. Let's see, there is a piece right here that I can insert into this spot. So I can just move this down, over. I can move this over because it ruined our center, and then back up. So now I have 1 more piece to insert, and it's right here. So I just need to see where it needs to go, and it needs to go right here. So I'm just going to put it right in that spot. I'm going to move this piece down, move this piece over and out of the way so it doesn't interrupt our center. Move that side up. And now what you can do is, like I taught you earlier, put the bar vertical to another one if that is the case. So because if I move this down, my red center is broken. So I need to have the bar vertical just like this. Move that bar down, move this over, and then back up. So now I have 4 of my centers done, and now it is time to solve the last 2 centers. So how to solve the last 2 centers, this is probably the hardest step about making centers, is because normally when you're inserting pieces, you have to like just keep non-stop going like after like certain steps. Like, you'll see what I mean, but you have to insert pieces like in a very awkward way. So what I do normally is like I just keep making bars and inserting pieces until I get at least around to like I'd say like 6 pieces or so left, and then I use this technique to insert other pieces in. So the orange center is right here. So I have a set of 3 orange pieces here, and I have a corner here that I can insert. So I'm just going to insert this corner up. I'm going to move this piece over, and I'm going to move this piece back down. And I also do have another bar here of 4 pieces, which I also can insert with it too. So I'm just going to move this piece down. It did ruin our green center, so I'm just going to do a quick move there, and then just move that over. So instead of actually making bars like you would with the other centers, you're actually going to narrow it down to at least 6 pieces or so left. But on a 6x6, I always suggest getting down to at least like 3 pieces, 4 pieces left, and then I'll show you this technique. So now I have a set of 2 pieces here, and I kind of want to do that technique like since I'm close to getting done with the center. I have 7 pieces to insert. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just actually, this might be weird, but I'm going to bring this set of pieces down because it's 5 pieces. And this will help me for this technique, because if I just bring down this set of 2, it's going to be harder for me to do the same technique. So kind of with like at least 3 or 4 pieces left on a 6x6, I would suggest doing this technique. And on like a 7x7, if you want to do this technique, I would suggest doing around like 6 pieces left, or 6 or lower left, and to do this technique. So now I want to bring the set with more pieces. This is 5 pieces in these 2 rows. This has 2 pieces in these 2 rows. I want to bring the set of 2 bars down. You actually don't have to do, it can be 1 bar or 2 bars, but if you kind of want to see how many has the most pieces within at least 1 or 2 set of center bars, like the bars I'm touching. Sorry, that was incorrect grammar. So now I want to bring this set of pieces down. I can move this over and then move this back up. And now you can do this technique like I showed you on the 5x5. So now what you want to do is put one of the corner pieces in the spot it needs to go into. So if I need to find an orange corner piece that needs to go in this spot, I'm going to put that orange corner piece in the spot it needs to go. And now once I find that piece, I'm going to bring that one corresponding piece. Sorry about that. So I'm going to bring this one corresponding piece, like this one right here. Make sure you're watching this piece. And you also want to bring the row that you want to replace, like this row right here. So if I want to put this piece in there, I want to move this row down, But watch this blue piece. This will be really crucial to you. So I want to move this piece down. Remember, watch that blue piece. I want to move this piece right here out of the way. Move this set of bars down. Move this back over. Move this piece up. Move this piece over. And then back up. So now I have 2 pieces left to replace. This will just take some practice. Sorry about that, excuse me. But once you kind of figure out what you're doing, this will be very easy for you. So now I want to pick another piece that I want to put in its spot. So I need to find a 1 piece here and 1 piece here. I have 1 piece here, which needs to go here. So now once I have that piece, so if I have a piece here that I want to replace, I'm going to bring this bar right here that I'm touching down. I'm going to move this bar down. Remember, you want to watch the blue piece right here, like above it. You want to watch this piece here, so pay attention to this piece here. I want to bring this bar down. The piece is still here. I want to move this bar over. The piece is still here. I'm going to move this bar down. Move this over. I'm going to move this bar up, over, up. This is kind of intuitive, so now I have 1 more piece to go. So if this piece needs to go here, I'm going to put that piece in where it needs to go. So now I have these pieces here. So now I want to bring this bar right here that's like sticking out down. So I want to bring this bar down. Watch this piece here. I want to move this out of the row, out of the way. So I'm going to move this over into a different row. I'm going to move this bar down. Move it back. Move this bar back to where it was. Move this piece up, over, and then up. And that is it. There are all the centers solved on the 6x6. So hopefully you guys enjoyed part 1 of this tutorial. Let me know what you guys want me, like, steps you want me to do for part 2. And if you guys enjoyed this first part of this tutorial, let me know down below in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.